Hey guys, welcome to the Brick Brethren channel. My name's Hunter, and today I'm going to be reviewing the LEGO ARC-170 Starfighter. In case you guys didn't know, this set came out on January 1st of this year, and it retails for $70 and includes 497 pieces and has a total of 4 minifigs. Since this set's pretty expensive, I want to do a breakdown and give you guys the chance to decide for yourselves if this set is worth the $70. Starting off with the box, LEGO used a scene from Revenge of the Sith, and in case you didn't notice, there's Plo Koon's Starfighter on that bottom right section. Makes you wonder when LEGO's going to come out with another Plo Koon set. On the back side of the box, you'll notice the ARC-170 is in a landing port. This art depicts the clones getting ready for a battle. In the top right section, you'll see how to expand the wings of the set and how to use those spring-loaded shooters. When looking at the build itself, you'll notice in the front the engines, and then you'll also see below those spring-loaded shooters are the turrets of the ship. With how wide the wings are, this might be a tricky set to store in your collection. Looking at it from a side perspective, you'll see some of the stickers on the wing and that top section, but there's nothing too crazy about it. It looks very similar to what you'll see on the other side. When looking at the backside of this ship, you'll see a little bit more going on. You'll see those engines with those pink pieces, and you'll even see the pilot with those 2 turrets that he can use to take out his enemies. When looking at the bottom of the ship, you won't see much going on, but you will notice those little wings that you can expand to make the ship go into fighter mode. Now looking at the play features, here's the front side of me expanding the wings, and here's a side view of this awesome function. This is by far the best play feature. Each of the cockpits of this set open where you can place each minifig. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is probably the most cockpits I've seen on a set in a long time. With the back pilot, the one who controls the turrets, you can actually move each of those turrets to a specific direction for wherever you want to shoot. The main wings of this ship include spring-loaded shooters. Now looking at the minifigs, I'd have to say LEGO did pretty good with the clone pilots. These minifigs all have the same outfits, but they have different colored helmets. When you take off their helmets, they all have the same faces and goggles. Even though they're all the same, I love the printing and I feel like these look great. Unfortunately, they don't have different facial expressions to make these minifigs feel a little bit more complete. Looking at the astromech droid, I'd have to say LEGO did great on this. I love that we got a green variant of this droid just because I feel like we usually get the same droid, which is R2-D2 in most LEGO Star Wars sets. I will say my main gripe when it comes to LEGO doing these droids is not doing any printing on the backside. It just makes it feel empty and incomplete. Now let's talk about the pros. The first pro I want to talk about is the minifigs. Now the 4 minifigs that LEGO chose to do for this set were the clone pilots and also an astro droid. I'm happy we got a new Astro Droid. I'm tired of seeing an R2-D2. As much as I love R2-D2, he's always in every LEGO Star Wars set, so it's nice to get a different variant of that type of droid in my collection. And then I also have to say they did really well on these clone pilots. Now it's been over 10 years since we've seen these variants of clones, but I'm happy we finally got them, and I feel like the detail on them is pretty well. I know the printing could have been on the arms and everything, but I mean, with it being LEGO, I mean, they're such tiny pieces, and not every character needs to have arm prints, in my opinion, or even dual molded legs. But I feel like they looked pretty great for this set, and for $70, I would prefer to have clone pilots over regular, boring clone troopers, if that makes sense. And finally, the last pro of this set will definitely have to be the build itself. I'm happy we finally got this set. This is probably one of my favorite Star Wars ships. It's been about 10 years since they came out with the last one. And I feel like LEGO took a while to finally come out with another version of this ship. But I feel like they did great. I feel like they added some great play features where you've got the spring-loaded shooters. You also can open up each cockpit, which they did in the previous variant of this LEGO set. But I mean, they also did great with the coloring, and for how big of a ship it is, I would have to say this is pretty close to the size comparison on screen. So, I mean, I was really happy with what I got. Now, I also really do love the fact that it's got some good stickers on there. There were a couple prints on there, mainly in the cockpit for where they are seeing their dashboards. But overall, I would have to say, if you're a huge Clone Wars fan or Star Wars fan or just like spaceships, this is definitely a must-have in your collection. Now I want to go over the cons of this set. Now you guys probably can guess what the con is for this set, and it's definitely going to have to be the price. Now $70 for this set doesn't seem too much if they were to include a couple more things. I feel like with there only being 4 minifigs, I feel like they could have added maybe a couple other like builds to it or a couple more minifigs. I mean, it feels like it's missing at least some type of villain in this set too. And for $70, they had a great opportunity to at least include some droids, or even include some type of villain. In the original one that came out not original one, but the most recent one that came out 10 years ago, they even included a Jedi. And it's just like, for this set, this was a great opportunity to include another person outside of clones or a droid. If it were up to me, I'd have to say this set at tops is only worth $60 retail due to the lack of minifigs and pieces. Now ranking this set out of 10, I'd have to give this a solid 8 out of 10. I'm kind of biased when it comes to this ship just because I've loved this ship ever since I was a kid, but I love everything that's included with it. I love the minifigs, and the build itself looks really great. But when I think about spending $70 on a Lego set, I think of something that has more pieces or even has more minifigs. I just feel like this is missing something. And I'd honestly recommend anyone who's wanting to buy this ship to wait and maybe until the end of the year. I'm sure Amazon will maybe have some markdown prices on this during the holidays. I'd also say check out your local Facebook marketplace, or just look for some deals. I just don't think it's worth spending the $70 right now. I always love seeing what people have to think about a certain set, so don't forget to comment down what you guys think, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks, guys!